Hello and welcome. My name is Brooke Shaden. I'm a fine art photographer and I want to share with you 5 most effective marketing tips for creatives. You may be thinking, wait, why is she talking about marketing? She's supposed to talk about creativity and inspiration and she's not supposed to talk about business. I like business. I like marketing. And that's a weird thing to say because I'm an artist and artists aren't supposed to like marketing, right? But who cares? I mean, artists, if you don't want to be starving, as the saying goes, then you kind of have to think about those things. And I pride myself on being able to think of creative and fun marketing solutions to be able to get my work out there. It's something that we all need as creatives. If we're going to forge a career or even just a really extensive passion in whatever your art form is, we have to learn how to market ourselves. So these are my 5 best tips for creative marketing. Number 1 is to find interactive ways of sharing your work and diversify those things. So for example, maybe you like to share video. Also share words, also share photos, also, utilize certain social media sites features like how Instagram can allow you to do a poll or an ask me anything or things like that. Find different ways of engaging your audience so that it's not just the same thing over and over and over again. Number 2 is to be active in communities outside of your own circle. So, it's really, really easy to be me-centric on the internet, and largely, particularly with businesses and particularly with artists, we have to do that. I mean, it's about the things that we ourselves are creating, right? But the key here in marketing is not just to be all about the people that you're bringing into your art, but to spread that love and to be all about other people and their art as well. So join groups if you can on different websites, look up hashtags that you might want to follow, find different ways of connecting with different groups of artists. Because if you're always trying to get people to come to you and you never go to them, it's not going to be a two-way street and you're cutting off a huge portion of who you might market to. On the subject of hashtags is number 3, look up hashtags that you are inspired by. So I love to look up the hashtag dark art. I love it because I always find new artists who are creating dark art. I love dark art. It makes a lot of sense, right? So it equally stands to reason that I should use that hashtag in what I do. So whenever I hashtag my work, which I don't always do, but when I do, I use the hashtag dark art. And that makes sense for you too, to look up hashtags that you love and then use them in what you do if it relates. So start to think about what hashtags are popular, which ones do you enjoy following, and if you don't already, follow a hashtag. Go ahead and hit the follow button on it and see what those artists are doing that pop up in your feed, what strikes you as interesting, and what you might adopt for your own practice. Number 4 is to put your work in front of who needs to see it. This sounds super obvious and it's not. People rarely do this. So I am a fine art photographer. That means that I sell my work through galleries. So obviously I need to get my work in front of galleries, right? But in this digital age, we tend to think that people will just find us. We're there on the internet, we've done the work, they'll just find us. That's not true. Now, sometimes that's true and that's awesome. And I've definitely had shows and things like that because of it. But it's not consistent and you can't rely on it. Marketing is outreach. It's not sitting and waiting for people to find you. So go to the places where you want to work. If you want to work with bands, go follow some bands, reach out to those bands, put your work in front of them and say, hey, I make this and I would love for you to hire me for whatever you need in the future. Now, I don't know if you need to be that obvious about it, but there is something to be said for saying what you want. When you reach out to a company or a brand or whoever you want to work with, say what your intention is. Instead of just saying, here's my work, okay, why would they care? Say, this is my work and I want you to blank, hire me. I want you to review me. Whatever it is that you want from them, say it and be direct. And number 5 is a little bit of a tough one to talk about, but let's just do it. Ask yourself if what you have to offer is actually unique. There are so many creators these days, and there are a lot of people, and we're just gonna have real talk, regurgitating things that they've seen, taking techniques that they know are popular, and just doing that over and over and over again. So ask yourself, what about my process, about my concepts, about my art in general, whether it's the how or the why, what about that is unique? And how can I bring that to the forefront of the conversation? So if what's unique about you is that you use really bright colors in your work, talk about that, highlight that, let people know that this is an intentional decision and that you are the boss here, that you're doing this with meaning, with intent, and you're gonna put that out there. Then you're going to be known for something, for that thing that you're intentionally pushing to the forefront. Yes, this runs the risk of pigeonholing you, but the key is to just shift as you shift, grow as you grow. If that thing that you've always done changes, let your audience know and then promote that new thing. And chances are, yes, you'll lose people, but you'll also gain people. So don't freak out about it. So those are my 5 best marketing tips that I could think of. And if you have more yourself, please leave them below. I would love to expand on this list, but those are my top 5 that work for me, and I hope that they work for you. Have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe if this video was helpful for you. Bye.